Is freaking 15 minutes late is crazy. Uh, all right, all right. Freaking 15 minutes is crazy. Oh, 17, trying to get this right, but we finally got it right. I can see that we're live. So, hello everyone. Obviously, we finally started our live here on Zoom, and now we're broadcasting live. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube and multiple groups. I don't know if I got the Instagram going, but I'm not even gonna mess with it. So if you're here watching live on Facebook and you see us now, make sure you type the word live down in the comments. We want to make sure everyone who wants this training gets access to it as always. And then if you're watching this later, just type replay in the comments so we can get the training to you. With that, I want to welcome you all to the third episode of Anywhere Fitness Fueling Fitness series. This evening, we have a special guest with us here today that will share a bit about how he himself prepares for the new year and how he prepares his clients for the new year when it comes to sports and fitness. This evening, I want to introduce to you guys someone who I know very well, someone very close to me, my he'll always be my little cousin, but he's not so little anymore. But my little cousin, Devontae Thomas. Devontae, can you let everyone know a little bit about yourself?
Yes, sir. Appreciate you for inviting me to your podcast.
Absolutely.
First of all, like Don said, my name is Devontae Thomas. I'm 26 years young,
There you go.
born in Columbia, South Carolina, raised in Norwalk, Connecticut, currently living in Wilson, North Carolina. Grew up in Calvary Baptist Church. I'm a Christian. Went to school, went to Norwalk High for high school. College, went up to Boston at Curry College, where I played football all 4 years. And then came out of school and had an internship with Blue Streak Sports Training, where I helped them out, training athletes for a year until I went back for my senior year of college. I grew up playing sports since I was born, basically.
Yes,
I
sir.
was like
Came
26
out the
years
womb.
of football, basketball, anything you name it,
Yeah,
all
man.
around athlete. I started out at Blue Streak Sports Training in Stamford, Connecticut when I got out of college. I stayed there for about 2 years where I was training athletes as a performance specialist. Did some fitness training as well, doing adults. And then I branched off when I moved. I started my own business called DT Athletics. It happened during COVID. A lot of things happened during COVID. So, I had to find a way to make some money, extra money when
Sir.
the world was shut down. So I took things upon myself, bring some athletes to the field and, brainstorm how I would get my business going. Started that. And honestly, I love what I do. I love what I do. I didn't have this growing up. I didn't have
Yeah.
training growing up. So all of these connections and networks. So this is something that I could say I love doing. You know,
Absolutely.
helping the kids out, my nephews, even those in Norwalk, with a lot of stuff shutting down, YMCA's, somebody
Yeah.
had to do it. So
Yeah.
doing that was a big jump for me. I love what I do. The kids love me. So it's always a pleasure to, give back.
Absolutely. That was good. Thank you, D, for introducing yourself.
That's right.
So now let's get into what everyone's been waiting for, Devontae. Let's talk about how you yourself get ready for the new year, health and fitness wise, of course. Um, it's like just tell us, where do you start? Like, for instance, like I typically start with goals I have in mind, and then like for the upcoming year, and then I work backwards. So it's like whether it's a weight goal I got in mind, or if I want to reduce to a certain body fat, if I got a photo shoot or something coming up, if I want to look a certain way. Or it could be something like performance based where, there's a lift that I want to make sure I hit, some type of numbers. I'm not into powerlifting, but it's
Right.
some kind of numbers I want to hit. It could be on the field too if I'm trying to work on my 40 or whatever the case may be. And it can be things like getting myself ready for events like taking part in a 5K Spartan race or something like that. So how do you get ready?
All right. I know this is a podcast, you know, you're my cousin, so I'm gonna keep it real.
Yeah, that's
And
what
I'm
we
gonna keep it
want.
real for all those watching. Me, myself, you know, ever since I stopped playing college ball, it's been hard for me. And I haven't been motivated. So with me, I gotta get up and just go do it, you know? But I try to keep myself, you know, fit, training, you know. Back in high school and college, I had something to look forward to. So I would look forward to the off season, you know, training in the off season, having to stay in shape for the upcoming season. So now it's just basically not being lazy. You know, once I got out of school, it's like no football, no basketball, just
Yes.
play. So I've
Yes.
been lazy. So now it's just I gotta have that mindset to just, you know, go up, get up, stay fit, and stay healthy. So what I do is, and I still have people on me. I have my mom on me. You know, my mom's always on me. When you gonna go to the
As
gym?
always.
Go to the gym, do this, do
Always.
that. So, you know, I got my old coworkers. Every time I'm in town in Connecticut, they're like, "Yo, you need to come work out. Come work out. I see you not doing anything." So my thing is, you know, I'm not trying to gain weight. I'm not trying to lose weight. I want to stay within a certain range. I want to stay fit, like fitness. Just want to stay fit. So, um, you know, I try to work out 3, 4 times a week. Just basically, I don't go powerlifting like Don said. I'm not a powerlifter. Never been a powerlifter. I go in the gym. I don't try to do 225 like I was when I was in college. You know, that's every athlete because when you go pro, that's what you have to do. You have to be able to bench 225. So right now I just maintain weights. I don't lift heavy. I don't lift light. I lift just right. So my goal is to always stay fit. You know, I weigh 155, 160. I'm in that range. So I try to stay in that range, keep a healthy mindset, keep a healthy body. That's what's good for me. You know, others may want to gain, others may want to lose. But for me, that's always been what I want to do. So I go in the gym. Um, I live for what is right for me. I always tell my clients, my athletes, you know your body as well as I know your body. So I can't tell you what to do. I can't tell you what you want to hit or where you need to be. I can, but it's up to you to, you know, do what you want to do. So I typically I always just say, you know, I want a healthy life. And I want to be able to, you know, when I'm older and I have kids, I want to be able to get up, play. So I I just have that mindset of just I think long term. When I'm older,
Yeah,
I want to be able to move still. So
absolutely.
that's me,
Absolutely.
you know. Everybody has a different goal. My goal is just to stay fit. You know, I don't want to be too skinny, too big. So
Okay. Okay. So as you guys can see, different, and I love this is why I love podcasts. Same family, same blood, but we have different mindsets,
mhm.
and we have different goals in mind. Our long-term goals, you guys heard me say over and over, especially in the dads groups, that I not only want to be able to be active for my kids, but my
Right.
grandkids
Right.
and even my great grandkids. I want to be out there snatching ankles and stuff.
That's
So
it.
so for sure that definitely overlaps. And as you can see, where I may be more detail oriented in terms of having specific goals for each and every year, my our goals align with our interim goals, which is having health, having
Yeah,
great health as
long-term
we get
health.
older, and fitness. Um, So seriously, guys, as you can see, it's really goal setting, whether it's long term or short term. You have to do what you have to do in order to achieve those goals. Now, I heard you guys. I know you guys heard Devontae when he said, "It's just the mindset. I just got to get up and do it." Right now, I know a lot of y'all will get scared of something like that because you have to realize that Devontae not only has been playing sports his entire life, but he's also a trainer. So he has discipline in this regard in terms of fitness and health. It just comes naturally. But as you can see, he also shared a part of his story where right after school, which I hear from so many athletes, you'll hear my
Common,
sister come on, and
common.
so many. It's it's almost like being in the army, for instance. You're told what to do, when to do, how to do it, and you're performing. And the cause, well, not the cause, but the reaction for that is being fit and healthy. Now, when you stop having that drill sergeant per se, what do you do? Now you're free. No one's telling you what to do. And that's where a lot of people's downfall. And before you know it, 4 years out of college, you don't put on 50 to 60 pounds, because you're still eating like
Right,
you
right.
were where you were in college or being active, and now you're not that active, so you're not burning the calories. So now that we have the first step, goal setting, right? I think you guys can see Devontae and I agree with that. What is typically the next step you would take? I know for me, this is where I start planning. I work, like I said, I work backwards from my goal, and I strategically plan what my quarters look like. So I lay out 4 quarters for the year, and
Hmm.
then I go by month, starting with December. December is my end goal, right? What I want to see, what I want to look like by December. So that means November, I have to hit this, I have to be this. Uh, Working backwards. So does October, September, August, so on and so forth. And then from that, what do my weeks look like? So especially like a weight goal, right? I have to make sure that I put on good quality weight. So it may be I want to get to 240 or whatever the case may be. That means um let's say about 2 pounds, a pound and a half a month. So then that means a week. Let's just use 2 pounds, just so it's nice, clean numbers. That means each week I have to put on a half a pound. That's how deep I go to make sure I hit my goals. So, and then from there, it's like uh, I do specific programs, types that I need. I track my nutrition phases and put them in place, and then I plan around like vacations, holidays, and other important events. Like for instance, just right now, right? This is the week of Christmas, excuse me, Christmas and New Year. So back in 2022, December 2022, I planned so that I would have a deload week this specific week, right? Because I want to be around for Christmas. I don't want to spend 2 hours in the gym.
Right.
I just went live the other day. Was that yesterday? I can't remember. Yeah, yesterday I went live. You guys saw me in the gym for 30 minutes. Usually my workouts are anywhere between an hour, hour and a half, two if I'm recording. But no, 30 minutes. But I strategically planned this from last year. Um, what's your next step after you goal set?
See, for me, it was a little different. I've, like I said, I'm an athlete, former athlete, and I've worked around only athletes. So for us, going in before going into the season, we had weekly results. Even if it's little stuff, it doesn't have to be. So what we'll do, we'll start off, we'll do evaluation, see where we're at, see our strength, weaknesses, opportunities, where we can improve. We'll go probably a couple weeks and we'll check off our results and see where we're at. And then let's say we're training for 2 months,
Mhm.
month and a half, we'll see our mid test, I'll see how the athletes are doing before that last couple weeks before going into the season. So, excuse me, we'll go week by week, checking off numbers. Doesn't have to be big improvements. Let's say one person started off benching 135, just
Mhm.
to throw a number out there.
Yep.
Next week, 140. That's an improvement.
Yep,
You know, that's a
absolutely.
huge improvement.
Absolutely.
A lot of people will be, oh, that's only 5 pounds, but
The,
lifting,
the people that say that
you
haven't been in the
know
gym.
what I'm saying?
They know
So
them 2.5s on the side. They make a difference.
have your arm shaking, you know what I'm saying? So,
For sure.
so I typically go weekly because it's easier for me to track, you
Hmm.
know. And starting off, that's how it was because I started off as a performance specialist. I started off with athletes. So that tracking numbers that way is easy for me. So with me, I typically, like I said before, right now I'm not lifting heavy. So let's say I'll go in lifting, let's say 55-pound dumbbells. By the next week, I want to jump up 5, 10 pounds. So each week,
Hmm.
even if it's half a pound,
Yep.
2 pounds, 3 pounds, that's how I measure, where I want to be.
Hmm.
Um, when it comes to holidays and everything, I still lift, still
Yeah,
go,
man. Yeah,
still
man.
go. People say, well, I'm going on vacation. Still work out on vacation.
Yo, I got
Still work
clients
out.
that we would Zoom. They on the beach and they'd be like, all right, let me get this workout right there. They set up their phone, bang, bang, bang. Before the kids go up, if they had an Airbnb that has a gym or in a hotel, they do what they got to do. There's really no excuse, right? If you want it
Mhm.
that bad, right? So,
Yeah, like with planning, and if you have a goal, I feel like it's really no days off.
hmm.
Once you
Hmm.
take a week off, oh, I'm going on vacation, it's hard to get back in that mode when you come back. You know what I'm saying? So for me, if I'm planning something, even if I have a special event, even if I'm going away on vacation, still find time to go to the gym. Even if you don't have to do your regular lift,
Yep.
just get up, go walk the treadmill, do push-ups.
Mhm.
Because if you take that time off, like, oh, I want to take this week to, rest, relax, you come back, you're like, okay, well, I was here. What happened? You took that week off from vacation.
Yep.
So a
Yep.
lot of people, I get it, your goals, you want to spend time with family, which you still can.
Absolutely.
Think of it. You're going on vacation. You're
People,
sleeping in.
that's what I'm saying.
Get up early.
Yeah, yo,
You have the
pe
whole day.
people think I don't know where their mindset is. It's like, man, I'm going on vacation and I my fitness can't take away from vacation. You're telling me you can't give an hour? Hour max. Yo, y'all just saw I did a full workout in 30 minutes. That was like
Hmm.
five exercises. So, um, you're absolutely right. No excuse. And we have again, you have to know yourself. And for those of you who are looking for coaches, know your coach as well. What
That's important.
yeah.
Know your book. That's important.
So as you can see, where I may be, man, we got to plan far ahead and blah blah blah. My clients will tell you it takes a while to get on the same wavelengths
Oh
as
yeah.
me because it seems like my process is overwhelming. But
Mhm.
there's always methods to my madness. Where Devontae's a coach where he's he has these short blocks, these weeks, and goes week by week, right? And then there's always variables to change, right? So know your coach and then know yourself. Whereas Devontae, no excuses. He gonna wake up early. Me, if I'm on vacation, I'm still gonna get the work in, but I'm not doing no full workout. So
Oh,
I have to make
not at
sure
all.
I I plan it right. So if I know I'm going on vacation, I have a light week,
Hmm.
right? Because Devontae was talking about it. For those of you who are in the gym and understand, he was talking about periodization, whereas he progresses over time. And if you guys aren't familiar with that, with periodization, it's like when you're increasing, you have to stay on track in order to increase. If you miss something, that's gonna mess up your trajectory, you
All right.
know. But that
I
that's
look at
good.
it as
Mhm.
everybody has long-term goals. Let's say a client comes to me, oh, I want to lose this much and be this much. Let's say it's December 28th right now. I want to lose this by June 28th.
Mhm.
It's possible, but it's also not possible. You have things that get in the way.
Hey,
That's why I take these
hey,
short periods to work
hey,
over time. You know what I'm saying? So,
hey. I'm not gonna get into it right now. That's actually we're gonna talk about that in a little bit, how we deal with clients and how he said it. I love the way he does that, like takes it week by week, where we'll get into it after. So, um, last, is there anything else that you do after the planning phase? So a lot of times people just stop there. I know for me, um, it's my final step. I get down to the little details. Like I literally plan my workout times and my eating times around the big things in my schedule. The big things in my schedule, God has first dibs. Church is a non-negotiable. Bible study, um, Bible study. I do nothing during Bible study. I had coaches and practices, coaching practices, and I'd be like, "Hey, someone else has to take over." I had to go to Bible study. God has first dibs, and then I put my clients on the schedule, wherever I have to train them, and then business, everything I have to do within the business. Then the remaining pockets, I first fill in time for family, of course, and then coaching obligations. And finally, with what I have left, it sounds counterintuitive to what I preach on here about putting self first, but you'll see with my planning, even though I'm saving myself for last, I
Mhm.
still have responsibilities as a man that I need to take care of. So I'll finally schedule things for me, and that includes workouts, my eating windows, and then I'll do my personal time.
Right.
Whether I haven't been on the game in a minute. Actually, I was last
Been
week.
waiting on you, man. I've
I
been
had a
waiting on
call. I
you.
text you and you ain't
I said,
say
what
nothing.
game? You didn't
Yeah,
respond.
I went to
I
sleep.
busy
I'm getting
man
old.
right
I'm
there.
getting old. So, D, what do you, if anything, what do you do after the planning stage?
Uh, so usually I try to plan my workouts midday. I don't I don't get up early. I've never been the type to wake up at 6 a.m. to work out.
Yeah.
The only time that's happened was college because
Mhm.
I had to. If I had a choice, coach would have been waiting until 12 p.m. for me to go work out. So, um, I and I work at night. My job shift is from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. So my sleep schedule is a little messed up.
Mm.
So typically, I plan my me time is kind of midday.
Yep.
That's my time to go to the gym, work out. When I come up north to Connecticut, the guys I used to work with at Blue Sheet, they have their own business. So they typically hold the dope classes like 12. So if I don't want to work out by myself, I'll go there at 12. So usually when I go back down south, I plan my workout for midday. So in the morning I get up, brush my teeth, do whatever I gotta do. I get on the game.
Yeah, man. Hey,
That's the
that's
only
part of
time I really
personal
have to
time.
play. I get on the
Yeah,
game.
yes, sir.
Until 12, I'll go work out around 1, come back, take some time to myself, my family, hang out, chill, and then I'm working. So it all depends, but I always, even if I don't have time to go to the gym, you see me, I'm in my room, push-ups, pull-ups, dips, whatever I got to do. So I'm always finding time to do something, and if I'm not hard on myself, I got my mother calling me. Did you do this? Did you work out?
Don't get
I'm
me
like,
off
no, mom, but
started.
I'm going to, so,
For sure, for sure. And
but it's
there,
you never have no time to work out. There's always time.
it's time
That
for
time
everything.
someone's on their phone texting is the time they could be doing some
Oh
push-ups or
my
air squat.
God.
There's
People
no
don't
excuse.
people don't even realize how much time they spend on the phone scrolling, and doing extra stuff. There's always time. If you
Yeah,
want it
that
that bad,
that like you
you'll
said,
you'll
that
make time.
goes to the little details. What are you doing that's keeping you from, reaching your fitness goal?
Yeah. And that's why we'll talk about why having a coach is so important later. Um, but it's it's someone that can take away the excuses for you. You have to
Right.
learn to take away these excuses. That's a big thing. But now let's wrap it up with well, two more quick sections.
And one more
Uh,
before we go on to the next
yeah, yeah.
section.
Go ahead.
And my client. So, if my day's full, I'll take time out of my time, my workout time, and I'll train a client.
Hmm.
Sometimes I'll even join in and work out with them. So, I'm
Yep.
I'm
I've
still
I've
getting
done
my workout in.
plenty of times. Maybe it
So
goes, but it's not
and
within my
that motivates
program.
them as well.
Yo, I've done it. It's not within my program, and that helps motivate them. I'm getting a workout in. I definitely use that with a busy day. If my day is
I have
full,
to,
I'll ask a client. Some clients be
if
like,
it's
"No, I
okay
want
with
you to,
them.
I just want to focus.
Right.
I want you to focus on me." And that's fine. And don't get us wrong. As coaches, if we're joining in on the workout, we're still paying
Oh
attention
yeah,
to you.
for sure.
Absolutely. We just getting our little pump on,
That's it.
so. Well, now let's talk about what we do with clients, right?
For sure.
Um, I'm interested to hear what you do, if anything special. I always like to see what other coaches do. Many implement things I
Excuse
may implement things that I like into what I do. So that's why, I love asking these questions. And I'm sure it will be different because you mainly work with athletes,
me.
and while I deal with, the typical body transformation clients. So I typically start the same way I start with myself. However, like I was saying, how my process can seem overwhelming. I make it so it's not as annoying for them. Um, I do a lot of the work for them, and
Hmm.
it's a heavy onboarding process, right? So we knock out a lot of things in the beginning that will set up your entire tenure,
Right.
with Anywhere Fitness. So we do an initial goal setting process before we even start working together. So that's on file. And then all I do is take the progress we made the current year, and then I make a projection for the upcoming year,
Okay.
right? That's all I do. But this one is tough because I can only control me, right? I can't control anybody else. I can't control my clients. I can only hold them accountable and motivate them. But sometimes they get in their groove where they're doing everything they're supposed to do. That's when it's easy.
Oh yeah.
Um, but then at times they fall off the wagons because life happens, right? So I always try to project somewhere in the middle, right? You were getting on where you do week by week and make the
Hmm.
adjustments. So I do the middle ground, and then I'm prepared to make immediate adjustments according to what's going on. So like there have been times where I've added workout days to a program if they're in that motivated state. Nothing
Hmm.
that's gonna overwork them, but they'll be like, all right, Donnie, I'm ready already. All right, let's do calisthenics the day in between instead of if we're doing a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Calisthenics and some cardio or work on your core. Something that's not going to impede the next workout day. Um, and then other times I've taken away workout days and
Oh,
adjusted
for
the
sure.
program because they were missing too many days, whether
Right.
it's some family crisis that people go through, vacation, so on and so forth. And then sometimes it's gotten to the point where I schedule a crisis coaching call. That's what we have at AF, where we get
Mhm.
on a media call and then we discuss exactly what's going on. And then sometimes, like, I've had to stop the program, right?
Yeah.
Give them a break and then restart it like the following week or whatever, just so we can get back in the flow.
Hmm.
Um, so you can see where there are a lot of variables. How do you handle things like this?
Um, with athletes, it could be really difficult because obviously, not only are they competing against themselves, they're
Yeah.
thinking about when it's time for that tryout time.
Yo, performance is another level, yo.
You
There's
know?
that I'll get to it when I get to it. That meat doesn't change for you. That
No.
workout, that private workout does not change for you.
Oh,
That's huge. But speak on that.
so it's like, and I try to train my sport as with other sports as well. I've done tennis, I've done squash, mind you.
Hmm.
I knew nothing about those sports. I know about it, but I've never knew the little details about it. So, I'll give an example. This past summer, I was up north, helping an athlete out, trying to get ready for varsity. New
Hmm.
coach, new players. So when it's a new coach, it's
Yeah.
every man for themselves because
Yo.
you have to make a name.
Uh-huh.
So I worked with this athlete before and I knew what he needed to work on. But this year he was like, my coach is telling me I want to do something. He wants me to do something different. So can you help me prepare for this certain position?
Hmm.
So now I'm on the fly. I'm like, okay,
Yep.
I'm used to
Yep.
working with you with this position. And now we have to
Hmm.
flip it so you can, get yourself together. There's been times during the week where we're doing a workout, he's doing fine, and his dad will come to me.
Hmm.
He has to do this because now the coach is saying that. So I'm like, okay, well,
Yeah.
now I have to switch it up. I got to switch it up.
Yeah.
Let's not work out Thursday. I know we just worked out today. Today's Tuesday. Let's come tomorrow because we have to, get this prepared. Switch it up. There's been days where we would do, I do speed, agility, and quickness. So let's say we do agility one day and I have something planned, for Friday.
Hmm.
But now that I have to switch it up when we come Wednesday, it's like, okay, boom. And he's very flexible. He's flexible, but as a coach, it's hard because it's like
Yeah.
we have something set up, so I
Yep.
don't want to mess you up. And
Hmm.
now you're overwhelmed, and it's like,
Yep.
but you have to make them uncomfortable
Yeah.
because
That's what
obviously,
growth is. That's what
yeah,
growth is.
literally,
Yeah, that's
literally. And it
life.
makes me uncomfortable, but it also makes me a better coach
Yes.
because
Yes.
anything can happen.
Yep.
Anything can
So
happen. So I'll
yeah.
be texting, I'll be texting him after the workout, let's meet tomorrow, this and that. And I'm up late night, trying to plan something out, write
Hmm.
something down because now I have to change everything. So I like that though. I've always been
That,
that person because we play sports.
yep. Yeah.
Nothing
Yeah.
stays the same. So
Yep.
you have to just adjust on the fly. And that's always been me. So
I,
to me, that gives me a rush that I love. And that's why I love what I do.
so
Because if you can't adjust, you can't
yeah.
coach.
Yeah. Yep. That
You can't be a good coach.
I was just about to say that.
You can't.
Say that. A key word that you said is flexible.
You have to be
Flexible.
flexible.
You have to be these rigid coaches. Unless you get a rigid client,
Hmm.
you're not going to be successful. Most people aren't like that. We have lives, many other things that we want to do. Um, Even athletes, where athletes, they're preparing for one sport. Once you get to professional level and that's your life, that's
Right.
one thing. But high school kids, college kids, you know what I'm
Oh,
saying? There's
you're
so
all
many
over the
things we got
place.
to do.
All over the place.
Um, and as you can see, we brought up the mental aspect
Hmm.
over and over again. What people have to realize when we talk fitness and health, we're not just talking about the body, we're talking about the mind as well.
Fine.
We're preparing the body, we're preparing the mind. Honestly, with my programs, I start with the mind first.
You have to. The
You,
mind that's
you know,
the mind is nothing to play with.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
not mentally there,
You can
you
forget
won't
about
physically be there.
it. The body's gonna follow the mind. That's just how it is. You're not strong-minded, strong-willed. You can forget about, sticking to any goals or whatever the
All right,
case may
quick
be.
story. Like I
Hmm.
uh going into my freshman year of college for football,
Hmm.
I worked out, my mindset, we're athletes. This
Hmm.
is easy. I go into camp. This is probably third day into camp. I call my mom, I'm crying.
Hey,
Mom,
I didn't even know that.
I'm like, Mom, I don't want to play anymore. I don't want to play football anymore. Like I'm done. We're doing 2 days. This is nothing but football.
Yep.
I'm not using my phone. I'm barely texting. Like is so if you're not mentally prepared for, what's to come, your body's gonna shut down right with your mind. So
Yeah.
you have to prepare mentally each and every time, no matter what you do.
The
Same in
Devontae
the
shared
workout.
he shared that story. I didn't even make it that far. When I say mentally prepared, I went to Temple, Penn State, all these football
The
man,
camps,
huh?
football camps. Like
Yeah,
little,
there we
yeah.
go. Jesus, it's
Hmm.
been so long. I'm getting old. Football camps. And speaking with the coaches and learning, I'm excelling. They're taking my name. We talk about scholarships, getting the letters sent to the school. And when they sit down and we talk, they told me how it was gonna be. I said, absolutely not. The mental part, I could do it physically. The mental part, I wasn't prepared to get up early. I wasn't prepared,
Mm-mm.
to work out twice a day. I wasn't prepared with all the homework I had to do and the travel and the so on and so forth. It's no joke. And but that was a wake up lesson for me. I realized that if I was going to be successful at anything, this was the work that I had to put in. This was the mindset I was going to have. And that's why I transfer that mindset, whether it's in church, whether it's in business, and when I work out, even with my family. Like I got to get up and grind. It's the mindset. That was huge. That
Literally.
was huge.
So that's like I tell my clients all the time, like if I'm on you, I'm not picking on you. I'm not singling you out because I do group trainings as well.
Hmm.
I'm not trying to single you out. I'm trying to prepare your mind for the real world, whether
Yo.
it's a job, anything,
Yes, yes, man.
anything. Like
Especially as a
I tell my clients all the
man.
time, I'm not only training you for sports, but I'm training you for life, for real life, for
There
real
we
life.
go. That's real right there. That is real. So I know we've been on for a while, but last thing, we're gonna wrap this up. For someone brand new to fitness, or even someone who's ready to approach fitness in a better way, what would you suggest for them to do to get ready for the new year? Like for me, I'd first advise, we were talking about coaches. I first advise any person to get a coach.
Hmm.
Even season, I myself I had many coaches in my life.
Right.
Um, I've had about four fitness coaches. You got to think this is my profession, and I have four fitness coaches. There's fitness coaches that do bodybuilding, and they get bodybuilding coaches, or they want to do CrossFit transfer, they get a
Hmm.
CrossFit coach, and then I have a financial coach. I'm good at finances, but that's not my job. That's not my expertise. Why not bring in someone who's going to
Right.
help me get there faster? A business coach, a spiritual coach. I have all those. Um, and this is because, like I said, I'm not an expert in any of those other fields
Right.
besides fitness. That's all I do. And even with fitness, it helps for someone to look at you from a different angle. You know, Uh, that's why I listen to Devontae. We talk about how we do things and coach, and there's times I'm like, I coach my son or whatever, but Devontae's in town. I'm like, D, I want you to take DJ and do things because different styles, right? So plus, additionally, that accountability and motivation. You just get better results and you get
Literally.
faster results, and it's without all the trial and error. Like you said, you already went through this process with your
Hmm.
clients. You went through high school football, you went through college football. You're preparing them for this next step. They don't have to do the trial and error and make the same mistakes that you made. Because like you said, we didn't really have all the coaches growing up. Like
Right.
these type of coaches, the personal trainers, the one-to-one. It was just always the big group team coaches.
Hmm.
So, what do you do?
Um,
Or, I mean, what would
Obviously,
you suggest for someone getting ready for the new year?
obviously my clients that come to me come from me for, performance training.
Hmm.
And I get a lot of clients asking me about nutrition.
Yep.
I'm not a certified nutritionist. I can
Hmm.
give you the little tips, but like Danye said, find that person, find that nutritionist, find that financial person, find whoever it is you're looking for, find that person, make connections and talk to that person because not everybody's certified to give you what you want to hear. Because if you ask me about, nutrition, deeply into nutrition, I'll be giving you anything, and then you'll be looking back like, well, Devontae told me do this, do that. Now I'm overweight, so I can give you little
Facts.
tips.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But whatever you're looking for and whatever your goal is, if it's nutrition, anything, you find that person that's specialized and certified in that.
yeah,
And that's really it. Like
yeah,
you have to know who you're talking to.
yeah.
Before you do anything, know who you're talking to because I've seen a lot of quote unquote trainers train
Mm.
and then
Ooh,
some injuries and
ooh, yeah. Hey, hey, just a
no,
just let's just give a little bit of advice, right? The world of social media. There's a lot of great things, but a lot of negatives.
everybody's a trainer.
You do not
Everybody's not a trainer,
know.
by the way.
Yes, let's clarify that. You do not know the things that they put in their bodies, the work that
Hmm.
they have done. And a lot of time it's you've seen the craze with the fake weights and all that stuff. And they're doing what works for them or what they believe that works for them. They don't really know what's working. They just know that their body looks like that.
Right.
Um, One thing I've learned from my financial advisor, he was like, Danye, don't take my word for it. Don't take anyone's word for it. You ask for credentials.
Yep.
And when
Yes.
I said that, and when he said that to me, I was like, oh shoot. I went to certain people, talking about help with taxes and things like that, certain advice on different things. And I was like, can I see your license for that? Oh, I don't have a license. I just this is what I do.
Right.
Yeah, next. It could be one of those one in a million things where they know what they're talking about, but why not? Why risk it on that? Like Devontae said, injuries can happen, and, and with anything, it takes you one injury to mess up your entire life. Something with a disc or a broken leg, especially with the spine, and it's a wrap. You know, so that was huge. And then, but I'm not saying everyone go get you a coach, go get your coach. That's the most optimal thing, right? But
Right.
if you choose to do it solo, right? I recommend you do the phases that Devontae and I talked about. Set your goals and plan. There's tips like you can use a spreadsheet or a planning diary, and then you can even find workouts on YouTube. There's credible coaches on YouTube. You just
Right.
have to do the
Make
research,
sure they're
right?
certified, do your
Yep,
background check on them. And the biggest
absolutely.
thing is, what I used to do for the company I used to work for, we have evaluations. So
Hmm.
before we start anything, we're writing down your goals, we're sitting
Hmm.
talking, you're gonna tell me what you want to do, your strengths, what you want to work on, what you want to improve on. And then the next time you come in, we do an eval. So basically test 40-yard dash,
Hmm.
push-up test, sit and reach,
Hmm.
balance test to see what needs to be done. So your trainer
Hmm.
will know, he'll write down everything. So whenever you go to look for a new trainer or a coach, whatever you want to do, ask for evaluations, credentials, like Danye said. And those two things are huge because if they don't do an eval
Yeah, yeah.
and
The
they're going
one
straight into a workout,
that,
red flag,
that's not it. Run,
red flag,
run, get
because
your
they don't
money
know your
back,
body.
run. Exact. And I was just gonna end with that. I was gonna say, even when I said you can find workouts on YouTube, you have to realize you won't be getting all the benefits you would get with a good coach. Devontae just named them. Like you won't get the personalization. Those
Mhm.
workouts on YouTube, that's just for anybody, right?
Anybody,
They,
literally
they don't know
anybody.
your body, they don't know
Nope.
you, they don't know your schedule,
That's what helped them.
exactly. So that's you took the words right out of my mouth. That was perfect. That was perfectly said. But as I always say, something is better than nothing.
Right.
Right. So,
And pick your coach's brain, pick your trainer's brain,
yeah.
One thing that one of my old coworkers taught me, if somebody's paying top dollars, where I used to
Hmm.
work, these parents paid a good penny
Oh
for
yeah.
kids to train, and they will ask you questions
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
because they don't want their money to go to waste. They will ask you questions. So pick your trainer's brain, that's your money you're spending. Ask questions because
Yep.
let's say if you don't and you get hurt, that trainer may take your money and you'll never see him again
Yeah. Seriously.
because you
Seriously.
didn't, do your job to check. So always
Seriously.
look for credentials, pick their brains. You'll know. You'll
You will
definitely
know.
know.
You will
And with
know.
me and Danye, watching this, you guys watching this podcast, save it, whatever you got to do, go back to it always and just literally do what we say. Like we're not gonna sit here and sugarcoat it. We're trainers. We're looking for people to train, but
Hmm.
look and really do your research.
Yeah.
That's the
That's
biggest thing.
that's well said. It's just like anything. You're not gonna go to the doctor in a hole in the wall.
Yeah, no.
Right. And especially, the people that are like, oh, I'll do this service for you for 20 bucks. You get what you pay for type thing. Right. Um, li- literally just know who you're dealing with. And that's with everything. So we'll end it there. This brings us to an end. I first want to thank Devontae for taking the time to share a little bit about who he is and what he does for himself and his clients. And I want to thank everyone um, for joining the call. Um, Typically, I'm sorry. I know people registered and they tried to get on the original Zoom. I messed that up. I promise.
Nah,
I
you had a
promise.
little moment. You
We
had
we
a
gonna get it right. I promise we gonna get it right. Typically, the people on the Zoom, you'll be on in future
yeah.
podcasts. They get to ask questions. And how our computer set up, there's people that usually write on Facebook. I do not have my Facebook open. Last time we were answering questions. I'm sorry, guys. This is a fail. I just tried to. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But what we will do.
Trial and error. It's all good.
Yep, yep.
Trial
What
and
we
error.
will do is, if you leave any questions under any of the Facebook videos or even on YouTube, Devontae's in all the groups. We'll both answer all your questions.
For sure.
And then, so with that being said, we'll bring it to a close. This has been another episode of Fueling Fitness. We'll see everyone in our Facebook groups, and we'll see you at the same time next week.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Danye.
Absolutely. All right, cousin. Talk to you
All
later.
right.